All right. Well, hey all. I'm Karli. If you don't know me, I have been doing Beachbody for probably 3 years now. I started back in 2017 in like August, October, somewhere around there. The reason I started was I was getting ready to go on vacation with my boyfriend and his family. I had probably not been in a swimming suit for at least 2+ years. And the last time I was in a swimming suit was whenever I was cheering in high school and I weighed 120 pounds with some killer abs and a rocking body I was proud of. And flash forward 2 years later, I had gained 30 pounds. Still had a body that I was proud of, but it just changed a lot. So I think everybody can kind of experience that, like after you graduate high school, go through college, go through all the steps and all the different things, and you start going through with your life, but they don't teach you that you need to take care of your body and yourself and your mental health and your physical health and how all of that can intertwine together. So I really started, because of body shaming issues. I didn't really love my body and I wasn't obsessed with myself. I also was really having a hard time figuring out who I was. I kind of went to college, like Lakeland, which got my associates, didn't know what I wanted to be. I started taking all these classes and basically my third year at Lakeland, I finally was like, okay, I need a degree. I've been here for 3 years. I've taken all these classes. What can I get? So they decided I could have a marketing degree and I think product sales degree. Like there was a couple of different degrees that they gave me. So I'm like, okay, cool. But again, I didn't really know who I was or what I wanted to be. Um, yeah, Amy, here you go. Like, here's your package. You've been paying for classes this long. You finally graduated. But really, like, that's what they do. And they really, not that I'm not dissing college by any means, because I think it's great to learn, but they just kind of tell you, oh, you can take this one more class and you'll have this degree too, or take this class and you'll have these 2 degrees. Like, so they keep you in that loop of, keep your education up, but you're also paying us for this too. So I was kind of lost in my world, just didn't really know who I was. I didn't have a lot of friends at the time. I was kind of a loner. I got a boyfriend while I was in high school, and we kind of got on the mix of quit going out and more staying home and just kind of hanging out with each other and learning about each other, which is great because I'm still with this guy today and I love him absolutely to death. But I lost a lot of friends whenever I started doing that. And it was just mainly because I wasn't drinking anymore. And I know, shame on me, I was drinking at the age of 16, probably younger, but I did it. I had a lot of fun. Learned a lot. But it is that piece of my life will always be there. And I was glad I experienced that. And I'm actually kind of glad I experienced that at a young age because it made me grow up faster. And I feel like I didn't waste a lot of those college years. I worked a lot and, I started a job. I was at Subway. I started a job at Diederich Bank, started moving through that career path. And whenever I started there, I really felt I didn't know my purpose at all in life. I was just looking for another job. And I thought that would fill my void, and it really didn't. So that's why I ended up starting Beachbody. And I started it originally just, body image. And then I quickly learned that it was a whole heck of a lot more. It's not just the workouts, the nutrition that I still suck at most days, but I mean, who are we kidding? We can't do it all, right? But it was really the community that kind of drug me in, the morning workout groups, the old calls that we used to have, the team calls that we used to have, and just kind of sitting and listening and learning. And learning so much about myself, and whether it be like love languages or your different personality traits, and how that has carried into my future life today. I wish I would have told myself that I needed to start studying that years ago, because it really helps me communicate as a person today. And, in my professional career and even just with friends and family, like I couldn't understand why people didn't like me. Like, why aren't you friends with me? It's just my personality is different, and I have friends. I just never had that close friend. Um, and now today I look at it and I'm okay with that. And you just learn to be that. Yeah. You just learn to be okay with that, but you also learn that, that's just how your personality reacts to some different people. So I got started, fell in love very quickly, got through my vacation, continued my workouts. The working out was never a hard piece for me. I've always enjoyed working out. I've, been in sports like throughout my high school career, and I enjoyed that piece of it. Um, it was the nutrition and the personal development that I learned later on that you have to do to get through this life in general. um, but I continue every day just mainly because of that is, the personal development, and that this working out, it makes me feel better. Eating healthy makes me feel better. I have more energy, and I grew up with a family that had a lot of obese people in my life. My grandma was really severely overweight, and she had a lot of medical issues because of that. And I always said to myself, I don't ever want to be that person. Like, I remember whenever I was a child and we would go to grandma's house and she couldn't like play with us. We had to wait on her versus her waiting on us. So it was kind of a flip flop of the scenario there. And I always remember telling myself, like, I'm never going to be that person. I'm never going to be that person. And so that like has been my main motivator. Like, I want eventually, when I do have kids, to be able to play with them, take them outside, do all of those things with them. And so that keeps me pushing every single day, and even just show up as a better person for my coworkers and for you guys and for my boyfriend and my family, and really motivate them to show them that you can live a healthy lifestyle. um, I did get a little lost in my career along the way. So whenever I was at the bank, I started hating my job a lot. By a lot, like crying to work, crying home from work because I had horrible time. And I didn't really know what to do with myself. So I did start actually digging into being a coach for a while. I decided, like, at that point in my life, I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Again, still not knowing who I am. So I was going to try it. So I tried it. I gave it a somewhat okay run. I definitely was not all in, and that was on me, because I was still somewhat hoping for my work career to turn around, because I really love the company that I work for. And then, so I tried it out for a while. I actually did okay. Honestly, I had people interested. I had even like without messaging a whole lot of people, I had the interest there. People were watching me, people were following me. I never have had gotten past unblocking some family members because I was, nervous what they would say about me and how they would judge me. And that was my biggest fear that I kind of wish I overcame while testing out the coaching method. But shortly after, I decided that, a hobby coach was best for me. I really love Beachbody, and I love, our community and Divine Dynasty and our team that Deidre has worked so hard to build. And I just realized that I am a hobby coach. I'll talk to anybody all day long about my health and fitness in my world. I'm so happy about talking about that, but I just didn't want to really push that at the time. So I was also given a different job opportunity at the bank, and I think that kind of drives some of that motivation of moving back towards the hobby coach level. And I really love my job today, which is a good thing because I didn't have to leave the company that I love. So, it's great whenever they can see that kind of potential, but really, I don't, I don't really think I would have ever been able to make it to my path that I'm on today without this. I'm just like so mentally and physically a stronger person. And I mean, I can't stress enough that like how much I've actually learned through Beachbody that I never thought I would need in life or learn in life. I mean, I know I've sat in some of our team calls before and I sat there and I'm like, I'm never going to need this in my life. And then 3 months later it hits and I'm like, hey, I already know about this. Like, I get that question and I'm like, I never thought I would have ever used that. It's crazy how much that leads into your life, whether it be business related or non-business related. It's super crazy how all that can tie in together. And I'm here, I'm still finding myself. I don't know who I am exactly, but I have a better idea of who I want to be, so that's a good thing. And I'm not nearly as lost and I'm a lot happier now. So it is definitely a never-ending process, that's for sure, Natalie. But yeah, so, I got a lot of the tools through Divine, and I continue to show up every day as a hobby coach, even though I don't have this huge whole long backstory to myself, and that's okay. I still have a story. Everybody does. I've learned that. But yeah, I don't know what else you guys want to hear. Do you have questions?
Let me try to think of how I want to say it. You started out in 2017. How many, like you've done programs pretty consistently without having to have a group that you necessarily plug into, right? Because you just kind of chug along on your own for the most part.
Yes and no. I've learned a lot that if I do things on my own, I can do them myself for like a month or two, and then I start to get lost and fall off. So I definitely, and then I'm like, hey, Deidre, what group do you have? I need to lean back in. Like, I need somewhere, some support, something to show that I'm still showing up. I was really, really dedicated. I forget what group it was that we did. There was one huge group that we did, and I don't think it was one for money, but I can't remember. But I was really, really dedicated in that one, and I fell off probably a little over halfway through, and I didn't work out for like 2 weekends, and I'm like, now I don't know if I want to show back up, and I'm like, okay, I need help. Like, I've fallen off the wagon, someone else help me. But I'm very scatterbrained, obviously. You guys can probably tell that. But I also get bored with the same trainer a lot. So hybrid calendars are definitely the way to go for me. I will be honest with you. I have been doing Beachbody for 3 years and I don't think I've ever finished a program. So that is a 2021 goal for me, is I need to finish a program. But I just get bored. I don't know why. But like, I get really excited. I'm just like, I'm over this person. Like, they're talking and it's annoying me now. So hybrids are definitely a lot better for me. So these like groups that I'm in 80 day right now, and they've been running a lot of hybrids calendars to follow in. They have been bomb for me. So I have been sticking to that. But I hope that answered your question. I'm kind of a loner at times, and then whenever I really feel like I'm getting too far out, if I go more than 3 days without a workout, then I'm like, okay, something's wrong. Got to lean back in, like find myself back here. But I have been off and on. I'll admit that. I think we all get that way sometimes. you really are into it for a while, and then it's like, okay, I'm losing my motivation. Where do you find that? And I think that comes with self-discipline and a lot of personal development. um,
We all have those seasons.
yeah, for sure. And winter season is definitely like not as good of a season for me. I wouldn't say, I don't know if I'm like, I don't get super depressed during that time. I just am not as, I have a harder time finding motivation for sure. But
Did you see Deer's question in the chat?
what is the biggest blessing gift this team / coaching has even ever given you? Honestly, like the blessing of peace, just like peace of mind and peace with myself and soul. Like I don't hate on myself nearly as much as I used to, and I have a peace with other people. Like I am a person that is more high in anxiety, and I always think that people are judging me and looking at me and, talking behind my back. And I don't know why I think all these things, but, as I've gone through this process, I've definitely have a lot more internal peace. And I don't think about those things as often. It's not the really, I don't give an F attitude, but it kind of goes with it. Because I do still care. But health and fitness wise or work related? So my personal goal is, and this is an uncontrollable goal on my end, I think, I better be getting engaged soon. Like I need a ring. Damn it, I have been dating this guy for 6 years. I need a ring. So really, like, to build on that, my goal is this year I'm trying to focus a lot on my relationship and, kind of enjoying these years that we have together without children. And not that children are bad or anything, but just not having the extra to go with it. So really enjoying each other's company and kind of learning about each other, because I feel like whenever you get into relationships and you've been there for 6 years, you kind of have grown a lot with those people and also have grown separately, and how that works in your today world. So I think like 2021, that's a goal of mine, is to like really try to grow more together, and understand each other, which I have a really good partner. We have these conversations. He's very welcoming to open-ended conversations. And I know some people's are not. Like my sister, she really struggles with that. But yeah, so trying to grow more together and listen to each other and do more fun things together. I think, a lot of our growing experiences come through with travel, and not even just travel, but even just spending time together, and like Deidre's date night boxes and like those fun little things that you do that I think can make all the world of memories, but you don't even realize it. Even if it's a $5 item that you get a $5 coloring book and color and, do it all. But I think this isn't a question, but I just think I'm going to share this because I think it's so cool. Like one of the coolest things that I think I've had on this journey is people reaching out to me to, ask opinions on like, hey, I'm struggling in my everyday life. Like I'm not understanding my relationship with my spouse or significant other. Like my older sister reached out to me one day and she's just like, we're having a lot of problems and I don't understand what's going on. And I'm very brutally honest with my older sister, as I think we all are with family. And, I'm like, here's why. Because your love language is this and his is this. Like, you guys need to work together on figuring out what you can serve for each other that way. Like, so, having people reach out to me to give them advice. I'm 24 years old, I feel like I know a lot for my age, and a lot of it is due to this. And I know a lot about different personalities and all these other things. I'm missing a call. Oh, I'm missing a calling. I was like, Amy, you
Never did I know these things about you, Karli. And if you wouldn't have gotten on this empowerment call, I would have never known these little factoids about you. It's just like little quirks, little things. Like, you're missing a calling, friend. Like, you said you were nervous, but damn, you brought it.
Well, thanks. I so
You're
appreciate
so welcome. Just be, you know what? I'm gonna put you in the memory bank. I'm gonna put you in my memory bank, and I'll be giving you a call in about 10 years whenever I need a speaker on my little speaking tour. Talk about marriageships. My God, you need to give me some advice.
Well, I think it's so, I don't know. I'm kind of a weirdo whenever it comes to like studying other personalities. I just am like so intrigued by how different perspectives work. I find that interesting.
Yeah, I went to college for a psych minor because I was like, I want to know how to get inside your brain and market to you. But then like going through all the personality stuff, it's like, I do not understand what makes other people tick.
Yeah.
So learning it is really cool.
For sure. I think it is. I think another goal of mine, and this is hope whenever we talk about our 2020 vision or 2021, so sorry, we don't need to repeat 2020. Like I would really love to. So I heard on this podcast that they offer like you can get certified in public speaking or like motivational speaking. And that is like one of my goals is to look into that for 2021. Like I would love to go to high school classes or junior high classes and be like, hey, let me tell you how this really goes. Like your high school can be a whole mess and that's okay. And you don't have to know what you are right as senior year. Like you can become successful without having to do that. Like, and I just feel like, you know, our world today, they push that. And I'm like, here I am. And I've grown so much in my job. I'm glad I didn't go to a 4-year college and still not figuring out what I want to do. Heck yeah, Deidre. Maybe we can tag team this.
We're gonna have a power freaking house, man. I can't even. Look at this coming together. Natalie's got the marketing. You got
Natalie, I love it. Well, when you teach that in 3rd grade, it's kind of hard to learn. But any other questions? I appreciate you girls. I know I'm all over the place because that's just who I am, but
You are speaking to the right people here. Like, we are all over the place. And you did it. Awesome. Way to go.
Well, thanks. It didn't take too long. I'm not long.
You killed it, girl. I'm proud of you.
Let's just not. But all right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I think we're good. And I hope you all listen to this, whoever's on the recorded version. Have the best night.